Well, hello, my lovelies. It's Murky Meg here. It's Tuesday, the 11th of February, and it is quite literally boom or bust for Meghan Markle. Now, we all know that her highly anticipated, of course that's sarcasm, With Love Meghan Netflix show is due to drop on the 4th of March. It was postponed because of the LA fires, and the rumours are that she's scrambling, or Netflix is scrambling, to add additional content to this particular show with regards to her helping out during these fires. If she does, I think that would be highly inappropriate. And it has also been speculated and widely discussed that this is basically make or break for Netflix and Meghan Markle, and with regards to her contract. If it's a success, will it be a success? I don't know. Then they may work with her again, but this year, 2025, is the year that their contract is ending, and whether or not Netflix pick up that contract again is another question entirely. We have to take into consideration that this show is going to firmly link to her American Riviera Orchard disastrous marketing strategy, let alone if we don't consider the issues that she's having with regards to the trademark, and they haven't been granted. And unless she changed the name of Arrow or American Riviera Orchard, doesn't look like she'll be getting the trademarks that she has requested. And that's due to the geography or geographical references with regards to American Riviera. And they say that you can't actually put a geographical location in your trademark. So the two are intricately linked, Arrow and the Netflix show, and a lot of people have speculated that she's going to be flogging a lot of things on this particular show, things like homeware and kitchenware and stuff like that, as well as possibly her products. I don't know how that's going to work because it's supposed to be from homegrown in California, and on a larger scale you just can't do that. It's going to be mass produced basically. Well, you're going to love this, you really, really are. Now, I don't know whether this is a puff piece. Anything with regards to Meghan Markle can be considered a puff piece, unless it's an absolute takedown of her. And we can all see the parallel lines between what is a puff piece and what is something that she really wouldn't like to be out there. But yesterday, the news is coming out is that the launch of her brand in just a few weeks, apparently, brace yourselves, Arrow's going to get a proper launch, even though we didn't really have one before, it's just a grid on her Instagram account. It's going to be in a bricks and mortar store, which is owned by Netflix. Now, this is something that's called Netflix House. So you go onto Netflix website and it said, imagine waltzing with your partner into an orchestral cover of Taylor Swift's song on a replica of Bridgerton set, and then walking around the corner to complete in the glass bridge challenge from Squid Games. After pretending to fight for your life, you've worked up an appetite and want to get a bite. You see a nearby restaurant with food inspired by Netflix shows from all around the world. The meal is memorable, but you still want to buy some Stranger Things merch. Luckily, there's a shop that sells that Hellfire Club t-shirt you've always wanted. That fan fever dream will soon become a reality with the opening of Netflix House, an experimental entertainment venue that will bring some of our most beloved titles to life. Building on previous Netflix live experience from Bridgerton, Money Heist, Stranger Things, Squid Game and Netflix Bikes, Netflix House will go one step further and create an unforgettable venue to explore your favourite Netflix stories and characters beyond the screen year round. The first two locations will be open in King of Prussia in Pennsylvania and the Galleria Dallas in 2025. Now, apparently an insider for Netflix has said that this is exactly what's going to happen with Love Meghan / Arrow, and they've also said that the success or failure of her products in Netflix House superstores will make or break Meghan's entrepreneurial ambitions. It is claiming that she will have a stand. Yeah, it's not a store, it's a stand within this Netflix house as part of the mall in Philadelphia and the mall in Dallas. I'm sorry, it's a stand. If this is true, honestly, it's such a shade. The Insider continues that this is make or break for Meghan. Her new show is rolling out the same time as the Netflix stores open. The Netflix stores will offer products and merchandise from all their biggest shows like Squid Games and Stranger Things. Well, we know that from the Netflix website. It's a big move for Netflix. The first stores are in repurposed department stores inside two of America's largest malls. They will contain an on-site cafe, so Meghan products like her strawberry jam will be featured on the menu too. This will determine the future for Meghan as a businesswoman. Let's face it, she hasn't been that successful so far. Now, obviously, as I've said, the 5-year deal with Netflix expires this year, and the source says if Meghan's show is a massive hit and she sells tons of products off the back of it, then maybe Netflix will reconsider. But at this stage, it's all about them supporting her show and then quietly letting the contract run its course. Even within this article, it is said that it is understood the show is being edited to include Meghan's philanthropic work around the fires, which include visiting victims in Dene, California. So even the news is reporting that the With Love Meghan is being edited to include what she did, what her and Harry did in California with regards to the fires. Honestly, that's not going to sit very well with me, because personally, I feel that is trying to benefit yourself on the back of such a horrendous tragedy. Boosting your own ego on the backs of people losing their houses is just distasteful. The source says that Netflix is expanding and growing all the time, and Netflix House is a natural progression. Meghan's products will be there alongside shirts and merchandise from some of the biggest shows on the planet. It's a bigger deal for her than it is for Netflix. If her show doesn't take off, then her merchandise will be quietly taken off the shelves and replaced with products associated with a more popular show. Netflix has a huge arsenal of shows to draw on, so this venture into bricks and mortar retailing makes sense. Eventually, they are hoping to open stores internationally. And if this is true, if her products or what she's trying to flog, because we all know that's going to happen, it's going to be affiliates, isn't it? On With Love Meghan, if she's going to have a jam there or olive oil or something like that, where is this going to be produced? Because is it going to be mass produced? Is it going to be from her orchard? What? I mean, hello? You can't sell homemade jam there because there's such a process that you have to go to make sure it is actually safe for consumption and that you followed all the safety requirements if you're actually selling a product. It's fine when you're giving it away. It's just a gift like she did with her whole baskets and that whole palaver that she did and sent it to friends like the 1 of the 50 or the 7 of the 50. Oh my God, Meghan's friends, they've got a basket of jam and lemons. You can't do that in a store. It has to follow the correct procedure. And that went down in history as the big jam scam, didn't it? We also have to ask the question with regards to price point. You can't hike your prices up, because I think that she initially wanted to kind of market this Arrow merchandise as high-end boutique, very exclusive. And if you wanted a taste of Meghan's life, you're going to have to pay through the nose for it. That doesn't kind of translate if these products are going to be within a mall, within Netflix House, as a stall. Nobody's going to pay through the nose for a jar of jam from Netflix House just because it has Meghan Markle's name attached to it, because we know that she probably hasn't touched it at all and that it's going to be mass produced. Allegedly. We also have to take into consideration that she doesn't own the trademark Arrow, so that cannot be anywhere on it. So if Netflix are now going to take over the merchandise for this With Love Meghan, it's going to have Netflix all over it. It's going to have With Love Meghan all over it. It's not going to be under the Arrow umbrella at all. I do find it very funny that people are saying that Arrow is now short for another ridiculous offering. Oh, how true that is. And I do think this is Netflix's last final ditch attempt to claw back any money. And I think they're actually being so naive about this because there's no likability there. Who exactly is going to be her audience in trying to flog merchandise that's associated with this show? And if you actually look at Netflix's top 10 most popular shows. We've got Wednesday, we've got Stranger Things, we've got Dharma, Bridgerton, Queen's Gambit, Bridgerton season 3, The Night Agents, Fool Me Once, Stranger Things again, Bridgerton season 2. So we've got a lot of things up there, and you can imagine t-shirts of those particular shows being successful. We've got t-shirts, mugs and stuff like that, and people will want a little slice of that to bring into their own home. Maybe if you're a big fan of those things. I mean, I personally love Stranger Things. I think it's brilliant, but I wouldn't want a Stranger Things t-shirt. But that's just me, I guess. Will jam or olive oil or dog treats or honey stand up against a t-shirt and mugs and keyrings and stuff like that? Are Netflix then gonna go into With Love Meghan keyrings and With Love Meghan mugs? And it's not computing with me that jam, because that's essentially what she's trying to flog with Arrow, is gonna be on a stand in a store next to some of the biggest shows on Netflix and their merchandise. As I said, it might very well be just merchandise from With Love Meghan, you know, what knives she uses, what bowls she uses. But again, will those brands that have been affiliated with Love from Meghan or whatever, is it Meghan with Love or With Love Meghan? It's With Love Meghan. Will they want to be themselves in this new Netflix house? Will they want that attachment? Will it dilute their brand? As far as I can see, there's nothing to build around this particular brand apart from Meghan herself, and we all know exactly how popular she is right now, which quite frankly is not very popular at all. But you know, this show could be an absolute hit. I doubt it, but it could be. But what exactly is going to be sold within Netflix house on a Meghan Markle With Love Meghan stall? No idea. To sell a good product and to make a massive splash, there has to be something unique or noteworthy about the product, which is kind of leading me to believe that I think it's just going to be show merch, because it can't physically have the Arrow branding on it. Netflix won't allow that. If you're going to have something in the Netflix house, they're going to have the Netflix logo on it. And you can't have the Arrow logo on it, or you can have both of them, but there's no trademark available for that yet. So that's a moot point, really, isn't it? So it's going to be Meghan's brand, not Arrow, and it will be With Love Meghan, Netflix. And that just doesn't scream exclusivity to me. You know, if she's trying to flog jams and olive oils and honeys and dog biscuits, it is an overinflated market already. And I don't think that will take on at all, even with Netflix behind it. I think, from my personal opinion, I think this is Netflix's last-ditch attempt. It's basically saying, right, we throw everything but the sink at this and the dishwater, and it's just make or break. And if this doesn't work, well, we're going to quietly drop her. So do you think that Meghan having a store that is affiliated with her Netflix show With Love Meghan in Netflix house within these two very prominent malls, we say shopping centres, but I know you guys say malls. I know Americans, and where this is, will say malls, will make any difference? Do you think it will make a splash? Do you think it will be a flop? Do you think it's Netflix literally throwing everything in the kitchen sink and it going, well, we tried, we're going to drop you now? Or do you think it's going to be a success? Do you think this is the absolute boost that Meghan Markle needs and that she will prosper beyond everybody's imaginations? As always, I would love to know your thoughts.
Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the notification bell and also that like button. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all of my followers for all the tips and all the emails, DMs that everybody sends to me. It really is greatly appreciated. So thank you very much for watching once again.